Yes, folks, the Middle East is a tribalized waste of space, and the quicker we can get out of there and let them fight amongst themselves, the better. The Middle East is simply a no-win situation. While I do agree with Trump taking out that murderous thug Soleimani, nothing will change. He has already been replaced. Now, putting all that aside, I'm quite impressed with how America can take out bad actors with pinpoint accuracy. So it seems clear to me that strike was not only intended to put the wind up the mullahs, it was also intended to put the wind up another bad actor as well.
우리가 대를 이어 고수하고 받들어야 할 것은 오직 백도의 혈통뿐이거니 이 불변의 신념을 안
Oh, I just love North Korean propaganda.
억세게 나아가는 김정은 발치산대오의 앞길을 가로막을 자 이 세상에 없습니다. 김정은 동지 백성의 한 길로 빛나게 향도하시는 경의하는 최고領導者. 백두산으로 가는 길 이는 곧 김정은 동지 위대한 김정은 시대에 사는 사람이라면 언제나 백두산을 안고 살라 섭니다. 불출한 명도도 천하제일이신 온 세상의 우러걸 오늘의 김대장 김정은 장거스며 그의 억척의 지대로 역사가 흐르고 세상도 변할 것임을 백두령공은 노리에 외치고 있습니다. 백두산
Is he taking a piss there? Anyway, what does this horse riding stuff signal? Kim Jong-un has been spotted riding his white horse into the mountains once again. Similar trips by the North Korean leader have preceded major policy decisions. So this is what it signals. Experts think 2020 could herald a return to long-range missile launches or other tests. Kim says North Korea has a new strategic weapon. Now to a bit more about that.
North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, has announced he will no longer abide by a moratorium on nuclear and long-range missile tests. And he warned North Koreans of a, quote, long confrontation with the U.S. Meanwhile, direct talks with the Trump administration are stalled. For more on all of this, we turn to Naoko Aoki, an adjunct political scientist from the RAND Corporation and a former journalist who has been to North Korea 18 times. Thank you very much. Welcome to the NewsHour.
Thank you.
What are your main takeaways from Kim's statement?
So I think this is a major policy shift to an emphasis on weapons development, strategic weapons development, and also an emphasis on self-reliance in terms of the economy. And this is because North Korea sees a prolonged confrontation with the United States, and it thinks that it's unlikely that sanctions will be lifted soon.
So let's take each of those in turn. The first one you talked about, strategic weapon. That's the word that Kim used. Let's take a listen to a newscaster reading what Kim had to say about that.
He confirmed that the world will witness a new strategic weapon to be possessed by the DPRK in the near future. He said that we will reliably put on constant alert the powerful nuclear deterrent capable of containing the nuclear threats from the U.S.
And just a few days after he said that, this happened in Baghdad. Quds General Qasem Soleimani was assassinated by the USA.
هاي العجلة الثانية وهذا عم بشر محترق لا حول الله يا ربي.
Donald Trump ordered the airstrike at Baghdad airport.
هاي هم جثة استغفر الله ربي.
هذا العراق والعراق هو أساسا فيه من المشكلات.
Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes was also killed.
ما يعني يجعل العراق غير مستقرا فهذه.
The deputy commander of Iran-backed militias.
الضربات وهذه التصعيدات هي جعلت العراق الآن.
Yeah, so watch out, Kimmy. You are next. Anyway, now to the explanation.
General Soleimani. He has been to the Middle East probably more than any other active official. Senator Lindsey Graham joins us now. He's chairman of the Judiciary Committee, member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and he doesn't need notes to know what Soleimani has done to Americans in the past. Sir, first off, Senator, how significant is this move, and what has Soleimani done in the past to Americans that you've seen?
Well, he's killed, the cone-shaped IEDs that killed over 600 Americans came from Iran. How significant is this? We killed the most powerful man in Iran, short of the Ayatollah. He was the right fist of the Ayatollah, and we took the Ayatollah's arm off. But this is not an act of revenge for what he'd done in the past. This was a preemptive defensive strike planned to take out the organizer of attacks yet to come. The intelligence was very strong that Soleimani was orchestrating chaos in Iraq at our expense and throughout the region. The president was informed of these potential attacks, and he acted. This was a defensive strike to neutralize future attacks that were being planned and executed by Soleimani and the Popular Mobilization Front, the Shiite militias in Iraq.
All right, so Senator, it was preemptive because bad things were coming, the American government believed. The worry now is the retaliation because the Iranians have pledged a crushing response. You say if they mess around with us, next stop, their oil fields, right?
Well, what I'm trying to do is create deterrence. So this was a preemptive attack to let everybody in the world know from North Korea.
From North Korea.
Just anybody else, that if you come after Americans on President Trump's watch, you do so at your peril. All the things that Soleimani had done in the past were real, but he's not dead today because of what he did in the past. He's dead today because he miscalculated what President Trump would do regarding future attacks. So what are they thinking about in Tehran right now? Revenge. What are they thinking about inside Iraq? All of these Shiite militias are going to have 3 days of mourning. What kind of command and control do they have regarding Tehran? Mm-hmm. Who makes the decisions to strike, and what kind of strikes are they contemplating? How would you stop retaliation through deterrence? What's the one thing that the regime can't afford to lose?
Oil.
The ability to refine oil.
Yeah.
So what President Trump has done is up the ante as high as you can up it. He's killed the most consequential military leader in Iran. He's killed the guy who's spreading terror throughout the world. When you say that Iran is the largest state sponsor of terrorism, the question is who leads that effort? It was Soleimani. They will not let this go unanswered.
Yes,
so
Senator.
here's what
Senator, have you spoken to the president? Is this what he's thinking, or is this what you're thinking?
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I was briefed about the potential operation when I was down in Florida. I appreciate being brought into the orbit. I really appreciate President Trump letting the world know you cannot kill an American without impunity. We will stay.
Yeah, and I agree there. Trump has no choice but to defend his own people. And Iran has really been pushing the envelope recently. Yeah, and now the Iraqi parliament has voted for to get the American army out of Iraq. Good luck with that. Iran will move straight in. But I would say get out and never go back to that hellhole. And the same applies to Afghanistan.